All right, let's kick off this explainer with a pretty uncomfortable truth. Right now, as you're sitting there taking this in, your money is actively moving. But here's the catch. For about 99% of the population, it is moving in the exact wrong direction. Today, we're going to explore a framework designed to completely reverse that flow. Our source material hits us right out of the gate with this. You have been sold a massive generational lie. Sounds harsh, right? But think about the standard survival script we've all been handed. Go to school, save 10% of your paycheck, skip the morning coffee, and just wait 40 years to finally enjoy your retirement. And what actually happens? Inflation eats that retirement alive. That isn't a wealth strategy, guys. It's an illusion, specifically designed to keep you functioning inside a system built purely for extraction. Because the wealthy, they're doing something entirely different. The elite are not out there budgeting their way to millions, and they definitely aren't clipping coupons. They operate on a fundamentally different psychological frequency. The gap between someone struggling to make rent and someone acquiring massive assets, it isn't just raw intelligence, and honestly, it isn't always luck either. It's a terrifyingly simple shift in perspective. Give me the next few minutes and we're going to install a totally new financial operating system in your mind based on this exact concept.
Part 1. The foundation. Deconstructing the disease. It all really starts with this concept of time value asymmetry. Basically, society trains us to value money way more than our time. I mean, think about it. Have you ever spent 3 hours scouring the internet just to save 20 bucks on a flight? By doing that, you're completely ignoring the fact that those exact same 3 hours could have been leveraged to build an income stream worth thousands. It's the ultimate poverty trap. You are effectively pricing your absolute most finite, precious resource, your time, at zero.
You literally see this everywhere. On one side, you've got the masses, constantly trading their irreplaceable time for pennies, just always trying to save a buck. And on the exact opposite side, you have the wealthy. What's their move? They relentlessly use their capital to buy back their time. They fundamentally get that time is the one single asset you can never print more of.
This mindset gap is just massive. Think about a $100 bill. What do you see when you look at it? Most of us see purchasing power, right? You envision a nice dinner out, maybe a new pair of sneakers, but when a sophisticated investor looks at that exact same $100, they see a seed. They look at that money as a dedicated employee, an employee that works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, never gets sick, and, crucially, never ever asks for a raise. Which brings us to a pretty brutal realization. Every single time you drop cash on a depreciating liability, you are systematically executing your own employees. You are literally destroying your own future leverage. See, the entire financial matrix we live in relies on you remaining impulsive. It desperately needs your dopamine receptors to override your basic math skills, ensuring you keep spending instead of planting those seeds for future growth.
Part 2. The Deep Dive. Weaponized Psychology.
Look, consumerism isn't some accident. It is heavily engineered by data scientists. They sell you status and comfort, sure, but they charge you in freedom. Every billboard you pass, every targeted ad that pops up, every algorithmic feed you scroll through, it's all meticulously designed to separate you from your liquidity. They want your money moving into their pockets, and they are successfully trading your long-term freedom for a brief, fleeting moment of short-term comfort.
And this is exactly how they trap you on the lifestyle inflation treadmill. You know the drill. Step 1, you get a raise or a nice bonus. Step 2, you immediately upgrade your car or move into a nicer apartment. Step 3, your actual wealth remains entirely stagnant. It's a silent tax, and honestly, lifestyle inflation destroys more wealth in the average household than stock market crashes ever could.
And the net result of all that running? Zero. Zilch. Despite your income actually going up, your real wealth flatlines at zero. You're putting in more effort, you're making more money, but you're just running faster and faster on the exact same treadmill. You aren't making any actual financial forward progress.
So, to finally step off that treadmill, we have to talk about opportunity cost. This is the invisible price tag attached to every single financial decision you make, and this needs to become your new religion when viewing your purchases. It's not just about what you buy in the moment, it's about what the money you just handed over could have generated if it had been deployed as capital instead.
Let's put some real math to this. Think about a standard $50 monthly subscription. It's just $50 today, right? Who cares? But if that $50 was compounded in an S&P 500 index fund over 30 years of growth, suddenly that isn't just $50 anymore. That is literally thousands of dollars stolen from your future self. That is the true, heavy opportunity cost of a seemingly minor impulse buy.
Part 3. The Application.
hacking the system.
Okay, we know the disease, so how do we actually hack this rigged system? Enter the 30-second wealth switch. Think of this psychological mechanism as your new immutable law of capital allocation. Step 1. You force a hard 30-second pause before any transaction or commitment of resources. Step 2. In that brief window, you sever the emotional dopamine loop of spending. Step 3. This pause allows your prefrontal cortex, the logical, rational center of your brain, to take the wheel. This one simple 30-second pause transforms you from a reactive consumer into a proactive allocator of capital.
In those 30 seconds, you're going to ask yourself 3 absolutely ruthless questions. Question 1, is this an asset or a liability? You have to be dead honest with yourself here. Will this put money into my pocket tomorrow, or is it just going to extract money from my pocket?
Then, question 2, and this one hits hard and challenges that weaponized psychology we talked about. Am I buying this to solve a real, tangible problem, or am I just doing this to signal status to people I don't even really like? It is a tough pill to swallow sometimes, but you have to confront that psychological urge to buy status items that do nothing but drain your wealth just to make you look successful to others.
And finally, question 3, what is the opportunity cost? Before you tap that card, before you click purchase, ask yourself, if I deploy this capital right here, right now, exactly what investment am I sacrificing? What is the future compound value of this money that I am giving up forever?
Doing this demands a complete identity shift. You have to start seeing yourself as the CEO of your life. And every single dollar, that's a soldier. You have got to stop sending your soldiers out to die on the battlefield of fleeting gratification. Instead, you need to deploy them strategically. Send them out to capture territory, generate yield, and build an impenetrable financial fortress around you and your family.
Breaking a lifetime of conditioning doesn't just happen by accident. It takes aggressive, highly intentional rewiring. Our source material puts it perfectly with this thought: the next 30 seconds of your life will dictate the next 30 years. The masses are going to watch an explainer like this, they'll feel a temporary little spike of motivation, and then they'll revert right back to their exact same spending habits tomorrow. But you now have the blueprint for real intentional rewiring.
So, the source material from Wanj Finance and Money leaves us with a pretty aggressive call to action. Where will you deploy your soldiers today? If you are genuinely committing to the 30-second wealth switch, drop the word leverage in the comments to lock in that commitment. Ultimately, the next time you feel that emotional urge to just spend, are you going to let the system silently extract your freedom, or are you going to flip the switch and finally start building your empire?